sci-fi, anime, video games, comic books. If you've been made fun of for it, we're probably gonna talk about it.
This is Nerd Radio.
Excellent!
Welcome to this week's Nerd Radio, wherever you get your podcast is part of the B-Pod Studios Network, and of course, all over your social media, Nerd Radio 101. My name is Chuck Bean. I'm your host. I'm joined by my always happy to be here hosts, James.
Hi, I'm happy to be here.
And Al.
I'll try not to break my headphones this time.
Be happier. Don't make me get out the cattle prod.
Yeah, well, that could spice things up a little bit.
Just a little.
Excited.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Don't threaten him with a good time.
Oh, interesting.
He knows I'm into shock play. Here, get my nuts.
Yeah.
That's right, right under the desk. Here.
Oh, you got me right in the taint button.
Yeah.
So we're here to talk about everything going on in the world of nerds, comic books, and video game news, and we'll kick things off with what we're watching as far as the last week is concerned. This past weekend was both the final episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier and the Mortal Kombat movie on HBO Max. So we're going to talk about that for a little bit. Some spoilers if you haven't seen it yet. Al?
Great. I'm gonna get
Have you
spoiled.
seen it yet? Have you seen either of these things?
I have seen Winter Soldier.
Okay.
Yes.
Excellent.
Wait,
So,
Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Yes.
Or
yeah.
Captain America
Winter
Soldier?
I just
Okay.
got around to the movie.
Okay. I was like, well, at least you saw the movie.
Yeah, so now he knows who
I am
Bucky is.
up to date on the television program.
All right, well, let's start with that. What did you guys think of the ending of the Falcon and Winter Soldier series?
I'm going to assume the ending of the Falcon and Winter Soldier series is the same as how I feel the entire series is. Boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
Oh, you
I've
haven't
tried
seen
to
it yet,
catch
okay.
up. I'm
Oh,
still
gotcha.
like 2
Yeah,
episodes
yeah.
behind.
Yeah.
I can't stay awake. I'm sorry. To me, there's nothing exciting about it.
Yeah.
I feel like, I'm still hung up, I think, on the first episode where Falcon, who is an Avenger, can't get a loan for a
loan.
mortgage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm hung up on that. Like, that whole concept it blows my mind, and I can't get into the rest of the series. I think what they're alluding, like, there's an evil, like Captain America that they have now is not really the person you would want to represent
Right.
the United States or the Avengers or whatever as Captain America. He's done some bad stuff. He beat the crap out of somebody or something. That's all.
Right.
I'm up to that point, and I don't really follow the dude from Hydra that I think helped create the Winter Soldier.
Baron Zemo?
Yeah, I'm not up on what that guy's all about. I don't know. To me, it's just we're going to get to the point that we're going to have Falcon eventually become Captain America.
Yeah.
What I'm alluding to, what I've seen online in terms of spoilers and stuff.
Yeah, that's
Right.
the last episode is when he finally
So we're
comes
at
into
the
his own.
same spot we were at, in my view, as what we were at the end of Endgame.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
I
like
could see that,
Sam
yeah.
Wilson had to go on this journey to understand why
Did he have to, though?
No.
Did he have to?
he didn't have the confidence to be Captain America.
Captain
yet.
America gives you the shield. You become Captain effing America, man.
Yeah.
I don't care.
That was
You
Buck-
don't be like, it's not my shield. It belongs to somebody else. You take my shield while I go get denied a mortgage loan. Here, take the shield. Come on.
I don't know that was his plan.
No, but still.
Yeah, I'm really assuming he wasn't planning on the mortgage
the
loan
mortgage loan thing.
rejection.
You know?
Well, that was kind of Bucky's point
Yeah,
with the whole
that-
thing. Like,
right
how
at the beginning is like, why
dare
did
you give up the shield? I don't care what your opinion is, whether you deserve it or not.
Right.
Steve Rogers felt you deserved it.
decided
Yes.
you were the best candidate to continue the name.
Dude, this would be like if Chuck Bean was like, you know what, Al? I am passing the Nerd Radio torch to you.
Oh,
it is on you to make Nerd Radio a continued success here at the B-Pod Studios. And then you're like, pooh, right in his face.
Yeah, well, that's a bad analogy
I know.
because
I'm making a joke about
I'm
it.
taking that Nerd Radio torch and dropping it right in the
You're
torch.
dousing it.
You're
Yeah.
a Luke Skywalker, that Nerd Radio torch. You're just going to toss it over your shoulder.
Right into the toilet.
Well, it wouldn't be the first bad decision I've ever made. So.
I feel like we're all products of many bad decisions.
Yeah, that's true.
More
That is
likely.
true. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm even with having watched all 6 episodes, my review is meh.
Yeah.
Yeah, just okay.
It's really interesting to me that both you guys were like more into WandaVision than this show. Because WandaVision was kind of so, I mean, there was definitely, it was surrounded by a Lost style mystery of like what in the world is going on. I have to tune in next week. And there was some of that with this show, but it certainly wasn't as big a part of the show.
Well,
the whole like, who's the power broker? And
Yeah.
what's-
Well, to me though, there was elements of WandaVision that feeds into my wheelhouse, and it's
100%.
rewarding
Yeah.
on that level. So like the only parts of the show that James was okay with were the stuff I was like, can we just get back to the sitcom thing? That was kinda cool.
Like, he
And even when
loves
they
it.
graduated into like Malcolm in the Middle parodies and stuff, I'm like, I kind of miss the Dick
miss
Van
the
Dyke.
black and white stuff.
Yeah, I really. So like even to me, it had more to engage me, I guess. But all in all, I'll put it this way: like we've talked about how if there's too much stuff and I fall too far behind, I'm going to
sure.
be out. Well, if I had been behind and this show was in my way of like getting caught up, I don't think I would have made it, and I would have bailed.
Yeah.
It was the fact that I was already caught up, and I was dicking around on my phone the whole time that I
Sure.
got through it. I didn't care. I really think I think people could make the argument that Marvel was already oversaturated with all the movies that came out.
Getting 3 to 4 movies a year.
Right.
That's
And
quite a commitment.
And I don't disagree with anyone who felt that way already. I hadn't yet, but now I feel like with Disney Plus, it's too much,
yeah.
and it's just not.
It's too much to care about.
Yeah.
So you guys have both seen the new costume, Sam Wilson's Captain America costume.
I've seen pictures of it. Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
seen pictures of it. What do you guys think of it?
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna be Captain America with the wings too. Is
Yeah.
that? I mean,
Yep.
How else could you make Captain America more badass? You give the SOB wings.
Yeah, make him
Now
fly.
he flies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
And he does some cool stuff in the last episode with the shield and the wings.
Oh, very cool.
Interacting with.
I mean, like if you take Captain
together.
America and say it's a spider, well, that's probably a very threatening spider. But now that spider flies.
Oh my god! Oh, God, a flying spider is
Spider
terrifying.
The flying spider does sound pretty scary.
Yeah.
No, I'm curious from a comic book perspective. I have a opinion on the costume because it's very accurate to the costume.
Good,
he
that's
has
the question I was going to ask once you brought up comics.
in the comics when he becomes Captain America. But I'm curious for people that don't have that exposure, what they think. Because
I think it's a cool costume. I like it. I mean, if I see it, I'm like, oh, that looks like Captain America.
yeah.
So to me, yeah, it fits. Yeah, I don't.
What about you, Al? What
Thumbs
did
up
you
for
think
me.
about the Captain America?
It was fine.
Yeah.
Again, I don't care. It's not that anyone's doing a bad job with any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Everything looked great.
Right.
And it was a fun thing to watch on, I recently got a 4K TV, so that was fun to watch it on that.
Ooh.
I know.
Nice.
I know.
Very nice. Oh
It's
my.
just there's
Oh, my.
again, it just goes back to that there's so much out there, it's hard to care.
Yeah.
If there was less, maybe I would have cared more. I don't know. But then again, we're speaking to nerds who would just want nothing but more content, so I may be in the minority. Maybe
Sure.
we're just busy.
right.
It's entirely possible. Well, because it's not like anyone did a bad job. I feel like we're just sitting here poo-pooing it, but
Well, I don't
No,
mean
I
to
don't
poo-poo
think so.
on it.
I think both you guys were very fair about look, I wasn't very interested, but it's fine.
the story didn't appeal to me. Like the story didn't appeal to me. I was in, at first I thought it was dumb that I always bring up that mortgage, the bank scene.
Yeah.
I always bring that up. I know, but that was the first thing that's kind of soured me on it. I'm like, that does I don't know. It soured me on the whole thing, and then I just had a hard time getting into it didn't excite me.
I would love to sit here and say, James, it's just one scene and it's silly. Get past it.
Right.
And well, yes. Also, there's not much waiting on the other end.
I got you. Was there any crazy fights? Did we see anything new
last
that
episode-
got brought into the MCU other than Sam Wilson is now Captain America?
The last episode is essentially a 45-minute fight through
Okay.
the city between Captain America and he fights Batroc the Leaper because Batroc wants to beat up Sam Wilson.
A guy who goes by the name the Leaper.
Yeah, well,
He's the Leaper. He jumps far and high.
right.
Great.
And
Is
then,
he
of
going to win
course,
the Olympics? Is he going to rig the Olympics?
He fights the Flag Smashers.
The Flag Smashers. Okay, so
yeah.
they're tearing down our flags and smashing them.
And
This sounds like great enemies for the World War II era.
John
Not
Walker
in
returns. The guy
2021.
that was Captain America returns.
Basically, the enemy in the episode is marching band color guard.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, some of those people in the color guard in my high school, I wouldn't mess with.
No, and you know what? You're really hitting on something that I thought was kind of interesting about the show is that it really accentuates how shallow Captain America's villains pool of villains is.
Yeah.
Give him some crazy alien space creature with a huge, I was going to say wiener, but
Once you get past the Red Skull,
Yeah.
it becomes.
That's what I was going to say. It's all just silly carnival attractions and then a man with no face.
yeah.
Once you get past the Red Skull,
A sinister Nazi skull. Like,
Yeah, you've
oh
got-
my God. They blew all their load on him.
you've got that Ernem Zola guy that like was in the computer in Winter Soldier. He was the scientist for the Red Skull in the first Captain America, but like he transfers his consciousness to a digital platform.
Oh,
once
that's
he
interesting.
dies.
So
So-
that's interesting, but I want to see him in like a
Right.
digital fighting.
But even looking at
monster.
like the names of some of like John Walker goes from being Captain America to being U.S. agent, and it's like, okay, that's a little silly. Or his buddy that died, what was his name? Battlestar.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like, all right, sure. But it was a good show. I thought I really enjoyed the comedy. I enjoyed kind of the buddy cop stuff between Bucky and Falcon, and Baron Zemo was a lot of fun when they brought him into the show for a couple of episodes. And I like how, once again, like all the villains are gray area villains. Like on the surface, their argument kind of makes sense. Like Baron Zemo's whole thing, even when in Civil War, was the fact that like super soldier, no one should have superpowers. No, there shouldn't be super soldiers. His whole thing was to to split the Avengers up so that there wouldn't be a team of superheroes. And then at the end, when he gets all those super soldiers, he basically makes sure they all die. And that's pretty much what he's doing here is like, oh, there's more super soldiers still in him? All right, well, let me make sure that none of those get out there. It's neat. I'm looking forward to Loki, which is about a month away. And that'll be fun. It's interesting.
I'll give Loki a go, but honestly, if I feel the same way about Loki as I felt about this one, I might not show up for the next one.
It's interesting that they keep shortening what these shows are. Like when we got The Mandalorian, it was like 8-10 episodes or something like that. And now I think WandaVision was like 8 episodes. This one was only 6. And then I think Loki is only supposed to be somewhere between 4 and 6 episodes.
Well, I think if they were just wanting to tell that one story, this one story of Falcon becoming Captain America, I think 6 episodes was enough.
Right.
We may see more and more of that too, though. I mean, like, you remember television seasons standard were 24 episodes.
Oh my God, yes, yeah. If you had a half-hour sitcom, you had a 24-episode season coming up.
But even the hour-long dramas, I mean, on broadcast TV, it was a 24 to 26 episode season.
Right.
So, and then I think starting with HBO really was like, we're doing 10 episodes.
We're doing 10 of these. Yeah, we're
spending a lot of money here. We got other ideas.
And speaking of stuff you can watch and HBO, let's transfer over to Mortal
Look at
Kombat.
that an unintentional segue.
Yeah, look at that.
Hey, I did something.
Get over here, Segway.
Yeah. Can I go now?
Well, you didn't watch Mortal Kombat, did you?
I didn't know.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's on the list.
I've got more stuff. What's funny is when I watched it, I almost watched Godzilla vs. Kong just to spite
terrible. A terrible movie.
just to come in and be like, it's not bad.
I actually sat down to.
Yeah. Got your Team Kong shirt.
Yeah, I had to represent for the giant monkey.
Yeah.
I have Godzilla as well. I rep them both, but today's King Kong.
Today's a Kong day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mortal Kombat came out on Friday. It actually took me about 3 sessions. Like I would sit down and watch it for about 30, 45 minutes. And I think when I tried to watch it the first time, I fell asleep because it was.
Oh, so it sounds like it's going to be a banger.
And then Saturday I came back to it for about a half hour, and then I watched the rest of it. And it's fascinating to me because Mortal Kombat, once again, is not a fandom that I completely have a grasp on. Like I was already preset to poo-poo this movie, to be like.
I think most people were. If
all
you
right,
saw the original, I know
on.
some people want to argue the original Mortal Kombat movie was good. I will highly disagree with that. But, so I would, and then Annihilation, was that any better? I don't think that it was. So it's got a track record of poor, movies.
Well, I had people on my social media on like Friday morning already saying that like the Mortal Kombat movie is amazing, and I can't wait for the Scorpion prequel and the sequel to this one and the cinematic universe. And I'm like, guys, slow down.
Yeah.
You got a Mortal Kombat movie. Enjoy the Mortal Kombat.
We want the Miz as Johnny Cage. Bring on the Miz. Bring on the Miz. I'm like, Johnny Cage is the worst.
Yeah, well, that's why they want the Miz.
He's the worst,
So he
which
can
is
be the
fine.
worst.
The Miz plays him, but the dude's special move is he does the splits and punches you right in the
Punch you
dick.
right in the groin.
Hi-ya!
You're just jealous, James, because you wish you could
Well,
do that
yeah,
move.
I wish I could do that move. I wouldn't be mad if I could do the splits. That's all.
Yeah, I was gonna say he can do half of that move.
Yeah, I could punch anybody in the groin. Come here, Al. Get over here. Pow!
Yeah.
Right in the Pisser.
Right in the pisser. That's hilarious.
Well,
yeah.
I know what this episode's titled. that was easy.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Shut
I
that
have.
off.
No, I can go home.
Yeah. It's just Chuck. We're just leaving him behind. I have zero nostalgia connected to Mortal Kombat. I mean,
Oh, man.
I think I've even said this on the air before on the show, but it was really strange at my house. For some reason, we were not allowed to play Mortal Kombat because of the imagery, but Street Fighter was okay.
Yeah,
So my brother and I played Street Fighter.
Street Fighter was a cartoon.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was still fighting, but it was a cartoon and it won blood.
Yeah. I guess it was a little like the dial was turned up a little bit.
There wasn't a
but-
code you could put in to make, Guile bleed from the face when he gets kicked in the mouth.
Right.
by
I mean, I guess that's
Blanca.
true. But so I don't even know. I feel like I have seen the other movies.
Yeah.
At least one of them, but
I know that I've seen the first one, but I don't remember.
I
ever seeing
honestly
Annihilation.
can't even tell you for sure that I saw the other Mortal Kombat movies. So
Right.
I was going to watch it because it was one of the new theatrical releases that came right to HBO Max.
Yep.
I'm paying for HBO anyway, so whatever. I had sat down, I started it, got distracted. I mean, we're talking within 30 seconds I got distracted.
Yeah.
And I shut it off. And then it turned out that my girlfriend liked the other movies, so she wants to see it. So I'm waiting until we have time to do that. But
Sure.
I'll watch it, but I no nostalgia connected to it.
It's not a bad time, but it takes a long time to start rolling.
To get into the actual combat?
It's literally about 45 minutes until we.
So what are you doing, watching Liu Kang warm up?
You're watching. Okay, so the first almost 10
Or is it
minutes.
Shang Tsung's casting some sort of Mortal Kombat spells?
The first.
If you're
I'm just trying to flex with my knowledge of Mortal Kombat names, but it's only going to be original cast.
It's
It's going to be
like
a lot
Sonya and Kano.
A lot of stretching if you want to do those splits.
Oh, man. A lot of stretching.
You're not interested in the actual answer to the question. It's just hypothetical, so you can flex.
Yeah, well, no,
Mortal Kombat flex.
I am interested, but I'm dropping names of Mortal Kombat characters. Like some people in this building drop names of roadies from bands that they've interviewed.
Yes. So the first almost 10 minutes of the movie takes place in samurai times, and you don't really lock on to what's going on until about maybe the 5-minute mark.
When do you see the first Mortal Kombat symbol ass tattoo?
I don't think anybody's got it on their ass.
Oh, damn. Well, they missed out on that.
I
Then.
don't think anybody's got it on their ass. If they do, I didn't notice.
I think that'd be a
pretty.
pretty cool ass tattoo.
It'd be funny.
Yeah.
No, but the segment is literally the origins of Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Okay. At least I got two kick-ass characters.
Right. And then when you get back to modern days, it's a lot of setup for there's one completely new character that is the great grandson of Scorpion.
Okay.
So that's how they.
Is his name Reptile?
It is not.
Okay.
But Reptile is in it.
Is he?
He is.
Okay.
And there's a fantastic fight scene between him and Kano and Sonya Blaze.
Oh, that's cool. I hope the three dudes Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and Reptile are all played by the same actor.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, bummer.
I don't think so. But that would
They
be
just
amazing.
ripped off the games.
That would be
It's
amazing.
just a
Because they just
clone.
color swap 'em.
Yeah, exactly. Just a different colored outfit.
I know so little about Mortal Kombat. I'm not even 100% sure we're still talking about, or if we've segued
We are
into
still talking about
or
it.
if
Yeah.
we segued
No,
into
no.
a WWE segment.
No,
because
it's still Mortal Kombat.
Still Mortal Kombat.
there was a couple names there. I was like, I swear to God, that sounds like a wrestler.
No,
Right.
Sonya Blaze is a fighter. She's one of the.
Yep.
That one sounded like a diva.
Yeah, well, because you hear Blaze, so
Yeah.
you're probably like, oh, Sonya
Yeah.
Blaze. Yeah, it does sound like a WWE wrestler though.
And then Kano is the guy from Mortal Kombat with
Yeah.
the faceplate.
He's got the eye
And
laser.
he's got the laser eye for his finisher.
He's the one that would. Oh, didn't he rip your heart out of your chest?
He does.
Okay.
And he does in the movie.
Oh, okay, cool. So it sounds like they got some of the fatalities right.
The fatalities are bloody as hell and CG'd and look pretty cool. The big four-armed guy, I think it's Goro, is in the movie.
Oh, yeah, with
Looks
all those
pretty good.
arms? Yeah, Goro.
He was claymation in the original
Goro
game.
was a beast because he'd grab you with his two bottom arms, then his top arms would poof, 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 poof,
Yeah.
right in the face.
Oh, damn.
Right in the kisser instead of the pisser.
I liked watching the movie more than I remember liking playing the game.
Oh, really? Yeah, that was a hard game for me to get into
Brutally hard game.
because I couldn't win in any of the fights. I could win like the first two fights.
Yep.
Then I couldn't break, so they had like the bonus matches or the bonus games in between where you'd have to like punch through wood,
Yeah.
punch through stone. I couldn't punch through any of that stuff because I didn't know the trick with the rub your knuckle on the Sega Genesis controller back
Yeah.
and forth to get the
Oh,
buttons
yeah.
to go through. But
You're foreshadowing a story that I've got for later on in the podcast.
Hi-ya!
Oh, that's twice James delivered.
I know, right?
That's what I do, man.
You guys are really stepping up today.
That's what
It's
they call me, the
2 to
mailman.
1. It's 2 to 1. I don't expect to get that lead back.
That's why they call me the pizza man. I'm always here to deliver.
There we go.
Yeah, so I don't. So just so I don't spoil too much of it because you haven't seen it yet. You're gonna have a good time, but
Okay.
don't take it. That's what.
Don't feel bad. You can spoil some stuff, you know.
Well, that's what I don't want to. I've been telling people online. A couple of the things I've been telling people online is like Kano is the best part of the movie.
Okay,
He
I've
is-
heard that same statement
He
from
is
the Checkpoint XP
comedic
crew.
He's the comedic relief, and he's the best part of the movie. He is taking the entire situation about as seriously as everyone should be taking a Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh, perfect.
Because that's eventually when people want to argue with me about what a huge thing Mortal Kombat is, I'm like, dude, you are standing for a game where you punch a guy in the nuts so hard his head explodes. And like, if that's the hill you want to die on, okay.
Yeah.
But good for you, man. But I'm just saying, like, don't set your sights low. Set your
Gotcha.
sights way low on what you think you're gonna get out of it.
I'm just happy to get my $15 a month subscription fee out of this movie.
Yeah,
This
no,
is
I
one I
think,
would see anyways.
I think you'll have a fun time, and there's a lot of stuff like you were saying. People are saying that they want the Miz as Johnny Cage. Like at the end, they hint. You never see Johnny Cage.
Okay.
They hint at the end that he would be in what would be a sequel
Okay.
for this movie.
That's cool. And I think The Miz would do great in that role because I think The Miz is a perfect depiction of, Johnny Cage.
I want
so.
Nicolas Cage as Johnny Cage.
Well, maybe he can be his older brother. I mean, he actually plays Nicolas Cage.
You just want to do your impression for the Twitchers.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's what Nicolas Cage looks like when he gets hit in the nuts by Johnny Cage.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They pulled some characters from the second game as well as the first. It's not just the characters from the first game, which is pretty
very cool.
And there's so this part I will spoil for you because I think it was my favorite
Tell
part
me,
of the movie.
which Mortal Kombat character are we going to see the boobs of?
None of them. None of them. But I'll tell you what.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Sonya Blaze says the F word at least 14 times.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Filthy mouth.
in the same way that the original Mortal Kombat game was absolutely for 14-year-olds that don't know what porn is yet, because it's like, oh, violence. The only thing that this game was missing was boobies.
I'll have to write a letter to the director. Can we start a petition like how they got LeVar Burton now as part of Jeopardy? How can we get the internet upset about not enough boobies in Mortal Kombat?
Right?
Can we do something? We'll make a change.
I'll sign.
I'll sign too.
You want
I'll be
more
the first
boobies in
name.
Mortal Kombat?
I'll put my John Hancock on there, all big and looking phallic.
Okay, so this is the last spoiler for Mortal Kombat, and we'll move on. So once they get the fighters for Earthrealm together, they have to train, and they've got Liu Kang there, and they've got another guy who's he's from the second game, and he's got
The
like
hat.
He's got the
Shaolin?
hat. Yeah, he's got the electric powers. It's not Raiden,
Oh, it's not Raiden.
but he can throw the hat.
I think his name's Shaolin.
That sounds right, Shaolin. And Kano's with them, and Jax is there, but like Sub-Zero has already tore his arms off, so he's got like these goofy skeletal cyber arms that he doesn't know how to use yet.
Oh, so you see Jax like with his arms like being in production.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's hilarious.
So when they're pairing off to train, Kano pairs off with Liu Kang. And if you remember, if you played the original Mortal Kombat, you could kind of trap somebody in the corner with his sweep.
Okay.
And Kano's like, all right, I'm going to beat this Bruce Lee MFer up. You got nothing. And he sweeps him. He sweeps his legs out from under him. And he stands up and brushes himself out. I'm like, you couldn't do that again. And he does it again. He does it like 3 or 4 times in a row and made me laugh.
That is actually a good move. That sweep.
It was a good callback.
Sweep the leg, Johnny.
Right. All right. Well, we're going to take a short break as far as the listening audience is concerned on our HD radio show. Feel free to jump in anytime, Al. Can't you see I'm drowning?
Yeah, you're doing
I
fine.
I wasn't paying attention. I was reading the chat. Sorry.
You're doing fine.
All right. We're going to take a short break. We're coming back.
We're
we're
gonna this talking thing's gonna a little pause here.
And real quick, while we're starting along, the name of the character with the hat is Kung Lao.
Kung
Thank
Lao.
you to the Twitch chat
Thank
for
you,
that
guys.
information.
See, you were just stretching.
I was stretching, waiting for them to
So
bail me out.
We got
So-
that information. Why don't you set up what we got coming up next segment with the killer tease?
We'll be back in just a few and discuss more topics, including Chuck. What is it we're going to be talking after this brief intermission, if you will?
We'll use our words next on Nerd Radio.